Update. My daughter always blushed after bathing, and I thought it was just a quirk. But after the doctor examined her, she made a shocking confession. She was hiding something serious, and the truth shocked me. It changed everything we thought we knew. I can't believe it. Part 2. I reached over and squeezed her hand. It's okay, sweetie. We're just being careful. The tests were routine, blood work, allergy screenings, and a few other checks to make sure there wasn't an underlying issue. We left the clinic that day with more questions than answers, but Dr. Price promised to call as soon as the results came in. A few days later, I got the call. Dr. Price's voice was calm, but there was something in his tone that made my stomach twist into knots. Rachel, he said, addressing me in a way that suddenly felt too personal. I'd like you to come in. There's something I need to discuss with you and Chloe. The next day, we were back in Dr. Price's office. Chloe sat beside me, biting her lip anxiously as Dr. Price flipped through the results of her tests. Finally, he closed the folder and looked up at us, his expression grave. There's something I need to tell you, he began, and I could already feel panic rising in my chest. Chloe's test came back normal, but during the examination, I noticed something that I need to address. He paused, his gaze shifting from me to Chloe and back again. There's no easy way to say this, he continued, his voice soft but steady. Chloe's skin condition, it's not caused by anything medical. I stared at him, confused. What do you mean? He took a deep breath. Chloe, your skin's reaction, the redness, the flushing after your showers, isn't due to heat sensitivity or an allergy. It's a response to something else. What kind of response? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Price hesitated for a moment before speaking again. I've seen this kind of reaction before in cases of anxiety or emotional distress. It's called flushing syndrome, and it's often triggered by intense emotions, embarrassment, stress, even fear. My mind raced as I tried to process what he was saying. Chloe wasn't sick, there wasn't anything physically wrong with her. So, it's psychological? I asked, my voice shaky. Dr. Price nodded. Yes, in a way. But it's more than that. He turned to Chloe, his expression gentle. Chloe, is there something you haven't been telling your mother? Something that's been bothering you? Chloe's face went pale, her eyes wide with fear. She shook her head quickly, but I could tell there was something she was hiding. I turned to her, my heart breaking at the sight of her terrified expression. Sweetie, it's okay. You can tell us. For a moment, Chloe sat there, silent and trembling. Then finally, the floodgates opened. I didn't want to say anything, she whispered, tears streaming down her face. I didn't want to get anyone in trouble. Trouble? I repeated, feeling a sense of dread wash over me. Chloe, what's going on? She looked up at me, her eyes filled with guilt and fear. It's not the showers. It's him. Him? I asked, confused. Who are you talking about? Chloe hesitated, then with a shaky breath, she whispered, Dad. My world shattered in that instant. The confession that followed was like something out of a nightmare. Chloe told us everything, how, for months, she'd been dreading her weekends with her father. How he'd become more controlling, more unpredictable. How the things he said, the way he looked at her, made her feel unsafe in ways she couldn't fully explain. It wasn't physical, not yet, but the emotional manipulation, the subtle threats, had taken their toll on her. Every time she came home from his house, she'd rush to take a shower, desperate to wash away the anxiety, the fear, the flushing,